Hey y'all, welcome to EJ Explores. Let's make this snow bear tumbler. I have a prepped 24-ounce plump from the Tipsy Magnolia Company. This is my favorite cup to use. This is an easy glider from Go Glitter Company. This makes applying vinyl to your cup just super simple. Okay, I've measured my cup and divided it into 3. So I have 2 strips of vinyl and I'm going to glitter the rest. I just measured my vinyl and cut it on my paper cutter, and now I'm going to apply it to my cup using my Easy Glider from Go Glitter Company, and I'll have them tagged down below. I like to peel back a section of vinyl and then stick it on my cup. And to use the Easy Glider, all you do is peel back a little bit and then make sure your cup is down in that little groove. And just glide your cup, just guide it gently. And the vinyl will lay down absolutely perfectly. This is the first time I've used it, so I had a little bit of difficulty with this first piece of vinyl, but by the second one it was perfect. I had to just do a little bit of adjusting, and I fought with that piece of vinyl a little. I don't think that I had my vinyl on the cup straight to begin with, which is where a line would have helped, but did I bother to do that? No, did not. Next time, maybe. Or maybe I'll just fight with it again. Just smooth it down. There weren't even any bubbles in the vinyl. It was just perfect. Oh, the vinyl, the black and white buffalo plaid vinyl is from Donkey Craft Vinyl on Etsy. They have some really beautiful printed vinyls, and they're so easy to work with. You can reposition them. I haven't ruined a piece yet anyway, so that's good. Okay, I'm going to peel back my vinyl again from the backing. Just a little bit. And cut that backing off. And then position it on my cup, and you can see this time goes a lot smoother. But I have to find the edge. I could hardly see it. The vinyl is really good vinyl. I really love this vinyl. And I'm going to wrap it around to make sure everything lines up the way I want it. And then glide it through. Or reposition it so that it's straight. And now that it's like I want it, I can start peeling back my vinyl, or the backing. And as you can see, you just use the Easy Glider. Glide it through. No bubbles. The vinyl lays down perfectly straight. Just keep going, go slow and keep pulling that vinyl or the backing off. Don't pull the vinyl, pull the backing. And this one was absolutely perfect. I had a hard time finding where the vinyl stopped and started so that I could trim it. I almost skipped that part, but I pushed through and I found it. Donkey Craft has some amazing vinyls, and they're so easy to work with. Now I'm just going to trim those edges a little bit, or trim the vinyl, the overlap. I finally got that big ol' honkin' craft knife because I kept losing the little skinny craft knives, the X-Acto knives. I don't know where they are. So I got the big one. It's harder to lose and it doesn't roll off the table. And we're gonna trim the vinyl on this side. And then we can paint. I'm going to tape off my vinyl with painter's tape, the edges of the vinyl with painter's tape, just so that I don't get paint everywhere. Don't be like me. Tape off the edges of your vinyl. Sometimes I try to get away with not taping off the vinyl edges, and that just makes a big mess. I did have one bubble here, but it was not from using the Easy Glider. That was perfect. I didn't have any bubbles before, but when I pulled off the excess vinyl, I pulled up a little piece of it and bubbles got under there. But you know what? It's fine now. I just took my craft knife and popped those little bubbles, and now it's perfect. Okay, I'm using Mary Berry paint from Colorflex. It is a paint, primer, and adhesive all in one. And I'm using my very favorite red glitter ever, Bowlin' Mad from, it used to be Mr. Nola's glitter. Now it's MNG Supply Co. And I don't think that they have Bowlin' Mad anymore. And I really need them to get it back because it's my favorite red, and red is my favorite color. And I'm going to be making a lot of Christmas cups this year. And I'm almost out. I'm painting the cup and just brushing the paint on with a really cheap makeup brush. I took a couple of coats of the Mary Berry paint to get the look that I wanted. I love the coverage that this paint has, and I love the color. The color is so pretty. I have several paints from them. I haven't had great luck using it as an adhesive. The glitter will stick, but I found that if I add a little glitter glue, it helps. And you can see here, I forgot to tape off the bottom of my cup, even though I wanted to paint the bottom of it. So I'm just stopping and taping it off now and hoping that I don't paint my hand, which I usually do. I'm trying really hard not to get the paint everywhere, and I actually did a pretty decent job this time. When you're using these paints though, the top twists, so don't be like me. Again, be sure that that top is twisted shut before you shake it up. The next day I went to use this paint and I shook it, and I had not closed the top. Thankfully I was wearing old clothes because I was covered with red paint. Okay, got my red paint on. Now we can get to our Ballin' Mad. Favorite red glitter. It looks beautiful just raw, and it looks gorgeous under epoxy. I got this little tool for Christmas. Santa brought it. It is from Tumbler Shields. Tumbler Shields. I got a glitter funnel and this little hammer, and I really love it. I didn't know that I needed this little hammer in my life. I always use the back of scissors or my hand to thump the glass to get the glitter off. A little more paint. You do have a pretty decent working time, and if I hadn't been a moron and had taped off the bottom of the cup and not wasted that time, I would have had plenty of time. So I just went over it one more time. With the paint. Now we're going to glitter this part, and once it's all glittered, I will remove the painter's tape and we'll be ready for the next step. Get all that loose glitter off. After the glitter is dry, or the glitter and the glue, whatever, however you applied it, is dry, you can also take a chip brush and brush off any loose glitter there is, and that will help with any stray glitter getting onto your cup. You want to remove this painter's tape while the stuff is still wet, whatever you used, in this case the paint. If not, you run the risk of pulling up your glitter. I've done that before, and it's very sad to have to go back and patch one little spot. This pulled up so nicely. I'm so happy with the way this cup turned out. And it's pretty much beginner friendly. If you're looking for a beginner friendly cup, this is it. Okay, we're gonna let that dry and we'll seal the glitter and come back. This is my glitter funnel. I didn't get a good video of it. I only got a video from the top. But this thing was amazing. Normally I get glitter all over the place, as you can see by my desk. So, word of warning, if you've never done a tumbler before and you're thinking about getting into it, it's a great hobby. It's a lot of fun, good stress relief, good creative outlet, but you will have glitter all over you, all over your house, all over your dog. Okay, we are sealed. It's epoxied. It has a coat of epoxy over it. It's really, I sanded it so it's nice and smooth. And now we're going to go ahead and apply our vinyl. These are vinyl stripes from Tech Wrap Craft. I cut them out on my silhouette. I had a heck of a time cutting out these little things. I was trying to use my Cricut Joy, and it cut the teeny tiniest pieces perfectly, but the stripes, it absolutely refused to cut the stripes. So, switched to the silhouette for the stripes, and it worked perfectly. So I have my black stripes. This is just plain matte vinyl. I was going to use glitter vinyl, but I was completely out of black glitter vinyl. And it doesn't matter anyway, because I'm going to go back over this. At the end, I'm going to add something to the epoxy to make it all sparkle. So I laid down the first one. I'm going to put stripes around, okay, that right there that I was just trying to scratch off, that's a dog hair or a quilting thread. I don't know, but it managed to get onto my cup and cured into the epoxy, and I did not feel like sanding that sucker out, so it stayed there. This cup is for me, so it's probably not going to bother me. It's really kind of funny. If it were for a client or a customer or even a friend, whatever, I would probably have sanded it out. But since it's for me, it's fine. I'm putting stripes around all of the edges of my vinyl except at the top. And I thought about not putting it here around the bottom, but it just looked more finished. and I really liked the way it turned out in the end. By the way, I got the idea for this cup from the Ratchet Nurse on TikTok. She made one, and I just absolutely loved the buffalo plaid and the red together. It was just so pretty. So I decided to make one, but mine is a little bit different from hers. But if you're looking for more ideas, go follow the Ratchet Nurse on TikTok. She has some really cute tumblers. I've got my black stripes on, so now I'm going to go over my black stripes with some thinner red stripes. If I can get them off of the backing. I had a really hard time getting the stripes off of the backing. The stripes for this cup gave me all kinds of fits, from the silhouette or cricket to the wouldn't release from the backing. And I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do. I cut 2 different sizes of stripes, and I did not like that first one as well because it covered up too much of the black, and I wanted a little bit of the black peeking through. So we went with the smaller stripes, and I couldn't tell you what size they are. I downloaded a stripe file from Mr. Nola's glitter company a long time ago, and I don't know if Mr. Nola's Supply or M&G Supply Co. has the stripe file. I will look, and if they do, I will link it below. And if not, I will link a different one. But having the stripe files is so great. You have all of these different stripes. You can cut them all out. You can just delete the ones that you don't want and use the ones that you need. And you don't have to recreate the stripe files every time. Stripe, strip, whatever you want to call it. You'll get the other ones off eventually. Like I said, I had a heck of a time with these stripe strip things. This vinyl from Tech Rat Craft is my absolute favorite vinyl. Do yourself a favor, just go ahead and order Tech Rat Craft vinyl. Get the good stuff. Do not use Hobby Lobby brand vinyl. It's terrible. Or Michael's brand. And I don't love Cricut brand. I've had the best luck with Tech Rat Craft. And they have vinyls in just so many colors. Shimmer, glitter, holographic, matte, glossy. You name it, they have it. Come back, Shane. This would have been another good use of my Easy Glider, but did I think about it? No. Was it sitting right to the right of me? In my line of sight? Of course it was. But apparently it's more fun to struggle with the vinyl and make your life harder. I guess it builds more character. Ugh, finally. Got the stripes on there. Got it trimmed, and the cup is rolling away from me. Now we can get to the fun part. Oh, there you go, ding dong. Now, use your easy glider. Yeah, those don't match up at the bottom. Ignore it because we're about to put a decal right over the top of it. And again, this one's for me. That's my monogram. Don't care. It's not going to bother me. Again, if it were for somebody else, I would make sure that it was just as perfect as it could be. This is also the same vinyl from Tech Wrap Craft. I used red and black for the monogram. Did I mention that the red is a sparkly color? Glitter vinyl. I used my Cricut Joy to cut out these small decals. And it cut out everything just perfectly, no problems. I have some white snowflakes and I did a silver offset. So we're going to layer the snowflakes. Oh, nope, first there's a polar bear. The polar bear is made from white Tech Wrap Craft, the white shimmer, silver metallic for the scarf, and then black glitter from Tech Wrap Craft. I had just enough to do his face. And the Cricut Joy cut out the black parts of his face, his eyes, and his nose perfectly. I don't know why it wouldn't cut those stripes out of the big vinyl. I mean the stripes out of the vinyl, but it cut these teeny tiny little pieces with absolutely no sass at all. Now I'm going to layer my snowflakes. And I fought to get the snowflake to stick to the transfer tape. I was trying to use just one piece of transfer tape for all of the little pieces. I probably should have cut another one at this point, but I was stubborn and I did not. Apply my snowflake to my cup, and then I'll do it again on the other side. If I were doing a piece with more detail, a little more intricate cuts, I would have used a piece of parchment paper in between the offset and the cut piece, but since this was pretty simple, I just eyeballed it and it worked out. But really, if you want to do it the right way, line up some parchment paper or put some parchment paper in between the two. The top will not stick to the parchment paper, and then you will have you can line it up perfectly. Line it up, slide the parchment paper out, stick it down. I'm doing my final snowflake on the bottom of the cup. I always like to put something on the bottom. So many people have made these Tech Wrap Craft cups, they made this Tipsy Magnolia cups, and they can take the bottoms off, and then they glitter the bottoms, and they are so cute. And I've tried several different ways to get the bottom of my Tipsy Magnolia tumbler off, and I I can't do it. I'll try again one day, but for this one, we just stuck a snowflake down there. And now the vinyl's ready to be sealed. Always seal your vinyl, especially those stripes, because they'll come up and then you'll be sad. I'm going to seal mine with polyacrylic. I saw this on TikTok, and I normally seal some of these little pieces with UV resin, but I decided to try this one instead, because for one thing, it's a lot cheaper than UV resin, and I had a lot of little pieces that I wanted to be sure were sealed, and this method worked perfectly. I didn't have any shifting of any eyeballs. None of my stripes popped up. So thanks, TikTok, whoever taught that. Just making sure, going over it, making sure I get every little piece of vinyl, all those little tiny details. You do not want those to pop up under epoxy. I'm going over it too to be sure that there's no pooling. It kind of wanted to pool where that vinyl stripe was. So I just worked at it, brushed it until it was nice and smooth. Okay, we can let that dry. I let it dry overnight. I'm not really sure how long you should let it dry, but I let it dry all night long. Now we're ready for our final 2 coats of epoxy. Into my final coat of epoxy, I added a little bit of marshmallow glitter. No, what did I add? Diamonds from Glitter Heart Company. I was out of marshmallow epoxy additive, so I added diamonds. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, I put too much on, but he kind of looked like a polar bear in a snowstorm, and I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. So thanks for joining me. Come back next time for another Tumbler tutorial. Bye!